Well, hello. Welcome to day 4. We have one more day. Sometimes I run my free courses anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Sometimes 3. You can kind of keep everybody's attention. When something's free, we have a tendency to have really this 3-day, we'll show up. This is just statistically. Sorry, still working with the new braces, still slurring. So this is a great tool for you with your business, or if you're working with a team or something, is that people who choose something for free have about 3 times they'll show up. That's the value of money in this world. And this reality functions on what we pay for, we show up for. So I actually wasn't going to start with that, but we are going to talk about the energetics of money in your business. So the reason I'm saying that is we're on the 4th day, and I have an invitation for you when you watch the recording of your next steps. If you'd like to continue on looking at creating expansion, this will be a group, regardless of when you listen to it, will be available. This will be a course, and I rewrote the entire program that I had ready for this. And that, again, is following the energy of what's required with the people you're working with and within your business. My hands are very busy today. The program that I had created, which took me about 60, 70 hours to put together, I was looking at the flow of the 40 people that have signed up for this and those who are participating, because there's also a percentage. And what do they require? If they were to choose to keep on coaching and having facilitation and expanding more, what is it that they require? And I rewrote the entire program this weekend. I had a little format to work with, but the whole energy of, if you choose, and it feels like something you'd like to do, to spend, gosh, I'm so sorry, this slurring, expansion with you, your life, and your business. And expanding the space is truly yours from all the tools, all the strategies that are available, that I will be teaching and coaching with, and the biggest element of energy. And so it's expansion accelerator course for your business. And at the end of this, I have a humongous offer for you guys to take off a discount and all that good stuff. So let's start. What I wanted to talk about today, because the topic and what we've been doing for the last 5 days has been, sometimes I like to look at the energy of things and bring it back up of what these calls were about. There's this amazing conversation about what it takes to stimulate a business from start or wherever it currently is. And I had said, step by step, choice after choice, I've created my business and showed hundreds of other women's how to do the same. And that was the basic invitation to the 5 days. So today we are going to look at, are you willing to receive money? Now, that is such an interesting question, and it's probably one of the most powerful questions I've looked at over the last 3 years on my journey of the energy of receiving money. Let me see how I can put this all together. So, are you willing to receive money? Most of us aren't willing to receive a whole lot. We may think we are, until we actually look at what's happening in our world and our lives, and we can back into it energetically when coaching and looking at that, of all the places you've limited all your points of view and all these points of creation where you said unconsciously and consciously, I will not receive that. And it kind of looks like this in my world, is there's been so many places where I cut off receiving. And every time you judge something, every time you judge your business, you judge yourself, you judge your body, there's so many layers, you cut off from receiving. So it has taken, a lot of different types of work, because the work that I'm doing, the energetic work and the tools, has gotten me to a place of faster clearing and clarity than I've ever had. And I've worked on this stuff. I could write a book, because I have chosen to experience just about everything you can experience with money. And I'm sure there is more, but on the journey of working with, hundreds of women, I've also been able to be part of their money journeys. But I have experienced, because we create what we create, I have created what it's like to look to create an income of $100,000 a year, to literally taking cans and putting them in the machine to make money, to get money back for water bottles and Coke cans, to put gas in my car as a single mother with 2, and while working a business. And then I know how to expand within my limits and my control. That's why this expansion course is beyond what I've ever been willing to expand before, and where that is in taking others in that energy, so we can co-create the expansion beyond what is obvious. That's kind of what we started with. So again, are you willing to receive money? I've gone from I had to choose, and I chose it, bankruptcy at one time. That's a story. And I'll share that. What that looks like is I earned a free car, one of the 11 cars that I earned, and I let my son drive it. To get an oil change, and his best friend hit the Cadillac, totaled the Cadillac, and it was $25,000 that I had to pay back to the company, to the car, because it was a free car. And that on top of debt from a really bad divorce. I chose to file bankruptcy. And that's been a journey within itself. And then living a life now that absolutely has no debt. And then from living to a place where I got remarried, and I've been able to receive from a man that I was never willing ever to receive from. So I could, stories. And I share more of that along the journey. And it ain't like that anymore. Show me the money, show me the money, show me the money. Can I have the money now, please? So one of the dynamics of energetics of money, I just taught a class on that. It's something I repeat like every 6 months, of great tools to create money. That's one of the things that we say. And I even have a little money thing here that reminded me to say that. The power of asking a question, show me money, can I have the money now, please? I've done this a lot, but this was the first time it broke down another limitation and point of view that I had never said, can I have? Like, I couldn't even, I've been saying that so many times. This time it was like, can I actually have it? And for the first time, I broke down that limitation on whatever that, it was huge again, of like, what would it be like to actually ask, can I have? And it changed everything again. So can I have the money now? Please, everywhere that you have had in your life where you judged it and you're like, I'm never going to need anybody to help me again. I am always going to do this on my own. I don't care how hard it is. I am all into survival. I used to have a Wonder Woman cape that was like, no matter how hard it is, I will push through. And I push through. And that's not what I'm doing today. I'm here for my life to create just tremendous amount and be this energy of ease, and then to pass that on to my coaching clients. So everywhere that, number one, you're not even asking. And then if you're asking for growth in your business, asking for money in your business, how are you asking? And then everywhere that you're cutting off from actually truly being able to receive it. It's a magnificent thing we do to trap ourselves in. And we have a tendency, anytime something comes up and we're not willing, or it's something we do in this reality too, is we immediately throw up, I don't have the money, I can't afford it. And then we stop it, and that allows us to create this boundary and barrier before we start asking questions about it. And boy, did I use that for years. Even up until the last year or two, until I started asking, because it was easy to do that. And of course, there are times when we do not have the money, but what else is possible beyond that that I haven't considered? And it's amazing the things that start to show up and manifest, not in a way that you ever thought was possible, but it starts to be that energy of creation. So trying to figure out where I'm all on that. Are you willing to receive money? And is your business willing to receive money? There's kind of two parts to that. And what else do I have written down here? When you don't receive, you stop the joy of gifting, you stop the joy of contribution, and you also stop the ease of your business. So if you're not having ease in your business today, it's possible. And I am like totally living that today. I just love the energy of how Growth Junkie has grown. And following the energy, I mean, having to take a program that took so many hours to go, wait a minute, these women are a different energy. I'm a different energy. I have braces. I have this thing in the roof of my mouth that's expanding. I'm not only, I just expansion. So exciting. So what if you could receive cash, currency flows, like a car or a new computer from anywhere and everywhere? It is interesting how we have made a decision. Remember, eliminate the word decision, because that destroys everything. But we've made a decision of where we can receive, how much we can receive, what we can receive. And until we're truly being willing to like be conscious of that and access the awareness of it, it's like, oh my gosh, I have been very controlled on where that could happen. So like you can receive here, but you've decided and you've made something significant over here. And then you're like, wow, why is it not happening? Why is there so much effort? Why am I in so much survival? It's like, because, not because, there just is. And then what else is possible? And can I change and choose that would let that come in? And are you willing to receive immensely? Are you willing to receive immensely wealthy clients? So wherever you are, your business is in your head, or it's functioning, or you're selling a product, that can also be, are you willing to receive clients that are bringing you cash to pay for your products? We limit ourselves everywhere, and I have seen it everywhere. I have done it everywhere. And once we start to have the tools and the coaching and the support that's required to get us out of that, it's just magnificent. Are you willing to receive customers who are poorly something? So all of our judgments on others, because we've decided they can't afford it, we've decided this, we've decided that, everywhere that you're doing that in your business and you don't even know that you're doing that, if you actually stop and ask some questions about everywhere you're limiting because you've had a point of view and a decision of where you can receive from which clients, which people, destroy and uncreate that times a godzillion, for right, wrong, good and bad, POC, all 9 short events and beyond. Let's see, we do have someone popping on. Hi, Lupita, I'm just going for it here. So you want to probably catch the replay. And are you willing to receive tons of money or no money at all? That is a fun question. Are you willing to receive tons of money, or are you willing to receive no money at all? So everything that is and everything that brings up, would you destroy and uncreate it? For right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 sorts, boys, POVEDs, and beyonds. So that is another part of this expansion 12-week course. And just to ask yourself all those kind of questions we just talked about. And some of you do function and use the tools of access to the tools that we talk about and the things that create more money. One of those, there's so many things. Like, let me just give you an idea. How much money are you carrying in your wallet today or your purse? And like I mentioned before, I really have had a journey of just so many different things in my money world. And of course, I created them all, because wherever you are is what you've created. And so how cool, whatever it is that you created, you can uncreate it and outcreate it. And one of the fun things is how much money, Loopy just coming in now, do you carry in your wallet? And what would it take to be willing to carry an amount of cash that a wealthy woman would carry? And so that is a question for everybody. That's a different amount, whether it's starting with $1, whether it's starting, I had somebody at one time was carrying about 3,000 plus in her wallet. And what that's about is anywhere that we have lack, man, and there's no, when we honor ourselves and we put some cash in our wallet, if you're not a cash carrying person, or if you have $100 tucked away, what would it be like to put another 100 in there? That creates, without a doubt, this sense of, and I don't want to say the word thrival because that's not the word that I'm looking for here. But it's a different energy than survival versus going is kind of like what they call pauper energy. I did a lot of energy in Debtors Anonymous. And that's an interesting journey. I actually was part of a book that was written. And Debtors Anonymous is a 12-step program, and it's not about, it's about self-care, really, taking and doing what's required to honor you first, which is actually what we're talking about here. So a great thing is like, how much cash are you carrying today that a wealthy person would carry? And the wealthy person is you, and having that cash in there creates this sense of like no lack. So I encourage you to come play with that. Those little things we'll be looking at in creating in your life, in your business, in the expansion program. And let me see what else I have written down here. Money, 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 show me the money. Whatever energy you're not willing to receive is the energy that will create the limitation of you and your business and your financial reality. Woo. Whatever energy you're not willing to receive, whatever energy that is, and that takes kind of exploring, that is the energy that you will create the limitation of for you and your business and your financial reality and everything that is POC and POD. And some of my notes are from another class that I taught on the tools for money and so forth. I'm a paper person. I know everybody does a lot of computer stuff, but I love paper. I love my notes. So there we go. There is, we have one more call tomorrow, but today is, are you willing to receive money? And just being that question today, hey, Lupita, are you willing? And everywhere that you cut off from receiving money will be a question that you're in. And Lupita, any questions? Because you've got me right now before we wrap up. We were looking at money in our life and our business that we're either creating or is created.
Do I have any questions? I know I came in a little late, and then I have issues sometimes connecting.
That's okay.
So did you ask any questions? Did you?
I think there was in there at the beginning, so I can't kind of remember exactly, but it was like, are you willing to receive money?
Am I willing to receive money?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so cool. And then the fun question is, if you are not having the amount of money that you desire, then there are places that you're not willing to receive. So how does it get better than that? So even if we have a saying, and access is, what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can I be to never have enough money, but always too much money to spend? Or ever, yeah, I think that is what it, to never enough money, but always too much to spend. That is
Cash,
good.
right? Is it
Is that
cash?
right?
Or never enough.
Yeah.
So there's, I know cash is in there, right?
And you can do cash as well. When
Oh,
you
okay.
can do both. And you can break that down to money or cash, because here's another thing. Money and cash are two different energies. So we get wrapped up in, I need to create this much money or whatever. But when we actually break it down to say, you know, never enough cash, but always too much cash to spend, is another energy. So being in question of that. So if we are not in that place, what else is possible that we haven't considered? And all the places that we're not willing to receive money or receive cash is where we get to go in and ask more questions of that. Anything else on that, Lupita? You might have to go back and pick through some of it. You have a look on your face. You can't hear me. Am I mute? Okay. Okay. We're good. Okay. Oh. There's a little button here. Ask to unmute. There you go. I pressed a button. We are having technical difficulties. There we go. Now she locked herself up again. So what is that? How fun is that? There she goes. She's going to try one more time. It is still locking you. So everywhere you can't receive this conversation about money, would you destroy it? That's not really. It says ask to unmute, and I am. Connect to audio. There you are. You're there. This is not happening. Yeah, she's having a hard time connecting. Let me know if you can get on or have a question, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this kind of up. Yeah, I think that's it for that. So tomorrow we will do a little bit on the next thing I have written down for Lupita. That's all right. Go back and then you can message me if you have any questions. But at the beginning, I did talk about the next step if you choose to work with me, and the next 12-week deep dive into expansion and expanding into a space that's truly available for you. And it's 12 weeks. I'm going to read it. And one of the things that I like to do when I coach, I think I've taught 29 courses in the last couple of years, which is awesome. It's been super fun, is the one-on-one coaching. Is so fantastic because that's really what I find propels so much change. So this 12-week course truly is going to require action. So those who are action driven, and one call every, I just blanked out on that, 12 weekly calls. So we'll have a call every week for 12 weeks, and that co-creation of the group. And then you will also have 1 hour of coaching with me a month, which can be broke down into 30-minute sessions, but kind of using that 1 hour to really strategize. And then you also receive another 30-minute session each month on top of that. So then we can go in and clear anywhere that you are stuck. If you're in the Phenomenal Woman community, you're part of that already. If you are new, you'll be part of that. And we're going to start on the clearing what form, structure, significance, out of control, out of linearity, and concentricities, which is horrible to say with these braces. But we're going to break down all the places we're doing form, structure, control, and significance in our life and our business. and a Telegraph group. So you guys have contact with me as much as you need. And so it is a total of 34 hours of coaching with me. So let's see. I have a price on that, and there's going to be a link somewhere. It's $3,200 for those 3 months. And here's where the spiel comes. If you choose to join and get part of it, we start next week on Thursday, and you decide to sign up in like maybe the next 72 hours. We've got today, tomorrow, and the following day. I'm going to take, I wrote down, this is just what I flew with, $300 off. So that makes it $2,900. And then I will do a free onboarding hour call. That's another $200. So we can really get you set up before we start on the 20th, because I want this like into action right away. And again, whether this business is a thought in your head, or it's something that's going, or you're already in massive movement, but we want to go into that energy of expansion, that is what is available. So with that, yeah, we did. Are you willing to receive money? Doing business without judgment. Every question creates a possibility. That's what we just did in the 5 days. And show me the money. And we might have another topic for tomorrow. What else? What else are there here? And then when I put the link in there, it talks about some of the many things that we're going to talk about and clear in the expansion accelerator. There are so many topics that I put in there. So anything before I end up, Lupita? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I can hear you now.
Cool,
Is
cool.
it, I got a text message and it messed everything up
It
for like
messed
whatever.
everything up. Exactly.
So, I think number 2 that you said, right? Number 2 was business, life and living or something.
Uh-huh.
So I remember hearing that somewhere about if your business, so if you're not making your business a priority, or if you're not like doing your business, then you'll have kind of like problems everywhere. This is something that I read. I don't remember where.
The other way.
It's the other way.
That's the way I have always perceived it. What's going on in your life and living is showing up in your business. Not business, because not everybody has a business, but life is business.
Right, that right there.
There you go. So what's going on in your life of living, the business of your life? That's why these tools and coaching isn't just about what's going on in your business. It's everything brought in together holistically, because that's how it expands. I can't just take the business completely and expand it with you, or by myself with my business.
Right, like see it outside, right? I think this wasn't that like with the first call or something where Kim was talking about she's seeing it outside of herself. Possibly. Or as separate from herself.
Exactly. I can't remember because I've done so many.
No. I think it. Yeah, I remember. I think it was something like I'll have to re-listen, but I think it was something like, she was seeing it as like she was her business. Yeah. But then we had to see it as it's the.
And I can speak to that, and that's why I was able to share that, is that for always my business had been me. So there was a lot of stuff. If my business is in me, which is really how I perceived it. I mean, there was so many problems with that.
There's a lot of layers. I'm downloading it. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, and the pain on my body and taking it personally, and that I could only really expand out so much because I thought it was in my body. So I'd be creating things, and I'd be going, how can I handle more? And then I would cut my business off like all the time. And more awareness and all that is that Growth Junkie coaching is out here. I call energy into it. How many, ways of income can Growth Junkie create So the infinite being me, and then my space, and then the business, and then the tools we'll do, and the expansion of what does it look like? What are you doing every day to call business into your world? I mean, every day that's part, hello, here's Growth Junkie Coaching, here's me, and calling out, it's not calling out, it's pulling the energy of and asking for the women that are looking to work with me, because we're all willing to work with different people at different times based on what that is, and then sending it out, and then pulling that back in, and then bringing it back out, and the little gecko fingers and all that fun stuff, so that it's just so much more ease. And I've always done that, but I wasn't conscious of what I was doing. So today there's more of like intention of sitting down, just like we do the business hours, and how.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't want to kind of like conclude that that's what it is, but it's like when I was present for that every day, like living was ease. And I mean, then I of course, like, you know, what am I aware of that then I haven't been present with that, like how we were. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself how I was. And I'm like, okay, what's going on now that I'm not, or I guess I could ask, what am I aware of? That I am, I guess, concluding that I'm not having ease any longer.
That's a weird question. That's like, or
I know. I'm gonna come see you next week.
Or also where we do this is really normal, is that things start to get really good. So we stop doing what was working to get us to the place where there was ease. That's just something I've learned in years of recovery. Life starts to get really good, really good. And then we stop doing the simple things that were creating the energy. So that's like with the Phenomenal Woman group, I created that because it's 30 days of connection, like that touch base of 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of like energy of what it's going to require to create that, kind of like going to meetings or whatever that is. It's just that touch base, and then it calls you back. But when things start going, as we have, start to actualize them, we leave behind what was working. And then we go, oh yeah, there's the ease. Let me just go back and spend 15 minutes, and it can change everything. That's prayer, meditation, that time, whatever that looks like. So that's, yep. So there we go. Anything, that's why with Phenomenal Woman, the idea was anything can change in 30 days. Anything can change in seconds. But when we do something for 30 days, because that's how I've started every one of my businesses, doing something for 30 days, and then doing another 30 days, and then doing another 30 days. And that commitment, there's so many days it takes to be a habit or whatever that is, but it was being a different energy. So that's,
I think, like what I just became aware of right now is also, I like to confuse myself, where I think I asked you like, oh, we're doing a new challenge, and it's not a new challenge, it's just new clearing in the Phenomenal Woman. So then you have them numbered. And so I'm like, wait, is this another challenge to get another? Because you did one.
I did like last month I did 21 days. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I was like, oh, you're doing a new one? And then you're like, no. And I'm like, wait, but your days are numbered. So it's okay, yeah.
Okay. My days are always numbered, so that way we go 1 through 30. Because they're out of order, because we don't always start the 30th to the or the 1st to the 30th, because there's always a flow. So all right, cool. Well, we're gonna end it there. One more call for tomorrow, and the expansion accelerator, there'll be a link. I've been sending the emails, and there's stuff in there if you guys want to check that out, if that's something you'd like to choose, or whatever next is possible. Okay. All righty. I'll see you guys, whoever's watching. And Lupita, thanks for joining live.
Bye.
Okay, bye.